Ladies, how do you like your Spyro today?
I like him with bacon and a side of eggs.
Raspberry?
You got it!
You get it.
Tiki
I like them Scottish,
Tiki Lodge,
I
everyone.
guess. I don't know.
Welcome, everybody.
To
Mulching Crater.
Yes,
Mulching
but
Crater
yeah.
named Jordy.
Yes, welcome, Jordan, to Spyro. We are now in part 3, as you know. How are you?
I'm doing good, and actually, I'm recovering from COVID, thank God. I can actually talk
Indeed.
again,
Yeah.
and I don't have to sound like a dying cow.
It's good to know
That's
that
good
you're
to
feeling
hear.
much, much better.
Yes,
Seriously, yeah.
it's been 7 long days of torture.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it is the return of them hype.
Yeah, the warthogs that just go, Timon.
They're a lot smaller in Spyro in Year of the Dragon than they were in the original game.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, no, Icky wasn't even there
Plus
for
they're
the
not
first one.
pink.
Yeah, we go.
Listen, it's just, no,
Timon.
They just say Timon every time. just
Timon.
With my dying breath.
Well,
also
like
slugs.
Shimon,
Anyway.
but instead it's Timon.
I guess, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, welcome everybody to Mulching Crater, the first unfortunate example. The first unfortunate example of a level where I'm gonna have to come back and backtrack because at least once in every hub area, there's going to be at least one level that has an animal buddy that we don't actually have yet.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, but the one for this one we will be getting in the next world though. Like they never do a thing where it's like, oh, you wanna play this level? You have to wait till you rescue the animal from at the end of the game. No, it's always like the world right before it.
That being said, though, Hype, I will throw this out there that actually my plan is, apart from the Spark stages, which, again, the way those work from the look at a long time ago at this point, the Spark stages work in that they do not unlock until you reach the second hub, or at least beat the boss afterwards. But in any case, apart from those Spark stages, Hype, I'm actually going to hold off on the backtracking to every single level until, like, the very end.
I know. I just mean in a sense of like you're not required to wait that long.
Oh yeah, no, and I would even go as far as to argue that I prove that that you're not even required to come back to these. Oh, that was unfortunate. You're not even required to come back to these levels to beat the game. Like this game gives you more than enough goodies.
Yeah, more than enough dragon eggs.
Actually, now let's stop and think about it. Like we're seeing a whole bunch of those warthogs, and then you also see the rhinox like right next to them. It's like, doesn't that already like right then and there kind of scream like the slight dissonance between assets?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely there when you're looking at like how to put it.
Like
It's
when you're
definitely more
looking
egregious.
for it, you notice it.
Well, and I would say like because of the Reignited Trilogy, because maybe you could argue that maybe for Spyro Year of the Dragon originally, maybe for the original game, maybe they did recreate that warthog from scratch. But no, since it's in the context of this Reignited Trilogy, no, you have the exact proof in front of your face of no, they definitely most likely use this model from the first game.
Also, I would hate to be that guy that would be forced to compete in a staring contest with these stoneheads.
I mean, they are stone-faced.
Yeah, some of the animations get a little wacky, and here we go. So I cannot go in here yet, but I can show off this
Robin
cute
Williams
little
and Nathan
sign
Lane's the birdcage? Right there?
No. But why did you even get that movie from this?
Because it's a
Because it's a
birdcage right
birdcage. Like I'll admit, I did not expect him to be quite as detailed with that, but
I mean, I know the movie. I just was like, that's where this. I didn't know Icky was going there today, but all right.
Also,
Icky
I'm not
went
sure
there.
if
It's
Logan
a
actually
fun
goes out.
movie. What can I say?
Also,
James.
I'm not sure if Logan will go out of his way to do it, but if you do try to approach the gates while they're still closed...
Oh, I do.
Oh, you do? Okay. Then,
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, much like Sheila beforehand, the other ones were captured by the Sorceress.
Sergeant
Sergeant
Bennett
Burke
is
is
currently on an
currently on a
important mission to the inside of a
To the
cage.
grave.
Tough luck. For sorcerers.
She pokes fun at us until we can save them.
That's
and then
like,
there's this asshole.
I want to say that's the most direct that the
God.
Sorceress ever gets with taunting Spyro up until the end.
so
You know what? I'm so sorry, Cleaver, I hear that. Jordy, have you had any experience or seen anything with the Spyro 3 games through Hype's, playing them for you?
I know I've definitely seen him stream this game before, but also maybe not the Reignited trilogy, but the original. I remember seeing my brother play it many times when we were kids, because we were all pretty much big PlayStation fans back in the day.
And also, just to get out of the way, because I know for a fact it's probably gonna happen at some point, I do know that there is a certain particular revamped character in this trilogy that certainly caught our eye.
Yay! More on him later.
I wonder
For now, welcome to
The
egg
Speedway.
thief land.
She just... I'm not judging. She likes a man. She likes a man that has a strong vernacular.
Actually, no, this
Yes.
isn't a speedway. It's just a.
No. But it's compared to Spyro 1 and definitely 2, like this, Spyro 3 doesn't really give you the hyper dash move too often.
Not really, no.
But when it does,
the
it's actually
superchargers.
really fun.
Here it's just a small little course. You were okay with like the hyper dash and stuff, right, Sammy?
Yeah.
Supercharge.
Supercharge. Thank you. Why did I say hyper dash?
However, it's deactivated for the time being.
Yeah. I will say,
I
like,
know.
as far as my opinion goes, is I like, I have this weird thing where it's like, I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like the times where you do activate, like, supercharge. Again, I've never played the original game, so I don't have a good reference of comparison, but in Reignited, the controls when you're supercharging feel a little bit slippery compared to when you're, like, charging normally.
There's definitely there's a bit more of a build up to it.
Well, not even just build-up, I just mean, like, when you're, like, turning and whatnot, it feels a little more slippery.
I never really got it. I never felt it was too slippery.
Oh, also, yeah, for this, basically, you just gotta focus on cutting corners.
You know?
Right, because the AI on the egg thieves is set to a point where, like, if you're not cutting corners, they will always be ahead of you.
Moira?
Moira can't get enough of her little tail.
And now we got the red speedy variant, which is going to require the ancient Tiki supercharge.
Courtesy of the Tiki
So-
Lodge.
At least you don't have
that's
to
it.
make some super insane jumps like you did down in the treetops.
No,
Oh, yeah.
That's it. First off, gonna just grab that real quick.
That's handy.
And
Well,
secondly,
speaking of treetops, it's also funny. So, something that both me and Doug,
hang
i.e.
on,
Sam...
hype. Hang on, hype. I'm gonna go in for the kill.
Oh, I
Engage
think you're gonna do
maximum
it too.
velocity.
Oh!
Just send him
He's out of
I
flying.
said it.
Game
I just-
set.
There was
Hello,
Gary.
I'm Kermit the Frog.
Spyro.
I was
Wins.
thinking the same thing.
Only in our dreams.
God,
Hype,
what game are we
unfortunately.
playing anymore? It's like we got Smash Bros, we got the Muppets,
Spyro
we got
would
a dragon.
Spyro
As you were
would've been
saying
neat in
about
Smash still.
Doug and you.
Yeah, as you're saying
Piper?
about that stuff hype.
Um,
Yeah, go for it.
It's funny that you bring up the notion of treetops, James, because it's really funny. Like, because I guess me and Doug were kind of like going through the Spyro games like back to back unknowingly. But when I went through treetops, it's like it actually took me only like maybe 2 or 3 times in order to find Jed. The one that took me more problems was actually getting like the last of the gems on the top area of where the goal was. But Jed himself, I actually didn't have as much trouble. Doug, I think managed to get him on a second try.
Nice.
Yeah, no, he
You
did.
all-
Okay, so I was watching Doug play that whole entire level because he's a real trooper and he was showing me it because he cares about me a lot.
Aww.
He like was showing that and I was just like sitting there like I thought he would have issues with that because I had issues with that stage in particular and getting all the jumps and all that. So he literally was like, you know, just going through that within like he figured out like the top one like at the top of the level before you exit the area, like within like the second try almost.
Guys,
Damn.
hear it.
Yeah.
The dragonfly is talking.
Ah, yes. Technically, this was the first game where Sparks got a voice of his own.
Oh yeah, the old, her little whispery thingy. Still don't like the legs though, Sparks. Don't like the legs.
I think they're fine.
I love that there's a mod that just gets rid of his legs.
But how can he wave to you?
So it's just a flying hot dog.
Yeah, that's how he's supposed to be.
I mean, I more so miss the antennae, even though technically, when you really stop and think about it, how he looks at Reignited looks a lot more accurate to an actual dragonfly.
Yeah, which that is true. That is true.
But yeah, now
Welcome to our
actual
first Speedway,
claws, like
Mushroom
a
Speedway.
literal dragonfly.
So
But
one
yeah.
thing. Oh yeah, go ahead, Logan.
So the speedways in Spyro 3 are slightly different from the ones in Spyro 2. There is still going to be on every level, there will still be a optional mission that can be done. Or at least an optional thing that can be seen and found in the area. in every speedway, there are basically 3 things to do in every speedway. One is, as you would normally see, the objective part of it, where you're just a time trial to do everything as fast as you can. So with 20 seconds left, let's roast some butterflies.
It should be worth noting that this time around, Sparks actually just up and gives you the answer of how to comfortably tackle the challenge. Which
it's not always the fastest, but it's definitely the most easy of access.
To be fair, I'd say that these are probably the easiest speedway levels in the entire series.
Oh,
They-
shit! I haven't had any trouble.
Actually, I'm gonna contend with that real quick, because this first one isn't so bad, but it's the ones that come after it, and like Sam can attest, because she saw me like trying to go through them, like going through Spyro 3's like speedways in particular kind of brings me to this thought process that I want to compare to other people. Why do people like these speedways again? Because they were probably
I like these more than 2.
because I was just about to say, like, I think... Because I was about to say, like, aside from, like, very particular missions, I think consistently the speedways were probably my least favorite part of going through 3.
So is it this? Is it because of the new thing, which is actual races? Is this what threw you off?
Again, not this one. Like, this first speedway was, for the most part, fairly manageable. But yeah, some of the races and the other ones did kind of get on my nerves.
Okay, so I'll be fair to you here. I'll be fair to you here, Hype. When it comes to the traditional stuff you do with the speedways, that's all more or less, that's still, I'd argue, like, pretty easy all across the board. But when it comes to the races, no, I do completely agree with you. A lot the ones after this get very fucking hair tight.
So yeah, the way these work is on the course you'll be seeing various. You know what, Sammy, you explain the raceways.
Basically, you have to like try to get to these whoever the opponents are in a fast, timely manner by using these like stars to boost speed and all that. And you have to get through all the rings. If you miss a ring, it's over. You're in 6th place immediately. You cannot mess up.
It's all over. Lex wins is the answer.
Yeah, exactly. It's basically
yeah,
Superman
but yeah,
64, but except a little bit better controls.
Just a little better. But yeah, the blue stars will give you a big boost, and
Red stars will
the
give you
red
a
stars.
homing rocket.
Jeez. And apart from that, damn, that guy's far ahead. And yeah, you can also use, even without a red power up, you can always use your fire breath to try and stun and just get the opponent behind you. But I will agree with you, Hype, in that these races become pretty damn tight to just to get that edge. Like they expect you, even as a beginner, not even to get like the bonus, not even to get the bonus skill point or whatever. Like even just trying to get the dragon egg, they expect you to cut almost every corner, make liberal use of these power-ups whenever you get a chance. Like here I am on the last level. And that was how close it was to me losing.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Actually, that is one thing that is something I will definitely give to Spyro 3, which kind of got on my grits with Spyro 2. There are no skill points attached to these speedways anymore.
Good thing.
Oh yeah, no more time trial ones. Did this still have the beat a boss without getting hit skill point?
No, actually.
That's also odd. Sorry, Icky. But yeah, that's also odd.
I'd actually argue that the skill points in Spyro 3 are probably some of the more cozy.
Yeah, at least real quick. So this is me just showing off. Like we actually are gonna make a quick stop in time trial mode, since now we get all the time in the world.
Now we get to explore.
There it is, the thicker mushroom.
Hey, Hunter.
Oh no, Hunter's getting into the mushrooms again.
Darn it, Hunter!
Literally.
Darn it, Hunter! We were trying to get you off those mushrooms! Would you stop eating them all the time?
I'm sorry.
Hey, who says about eating them? I'm living in them. I mean, look at this place. It's very cozy.
I'm sorry you have to see this, Jordy. We promised he was on the mend.
The spores are getting stuck into his fur and through his ear and stuck.
Also, it's Hunter in his iconic jet plane. Everyone.
Okay, this is also another one that.
Well, that about went as well as I. Well, that about went as well as I thought Hunter in a jet plane would have gone. Alright, let's do that for real.
Okay, this is something I will not blame you on, Logan. I don't know if it's just me or if this was a thing in the original as well. It feels like the projectiles they shoot can actually home in on Hunter.
They have a little bit of homing property. Actually, no.
They definitely.
It's not that they home in on you; it's that they stay in place. So
I'm pretty sure they do chase after you.
It's definitely something where, in my experience, you'll definitely be running into the projectiles more so than they will be actually shooting and trying to aim for you, because they linger a little too long.
It's still
What do you think of all
funny to
this?
think about that. Throughout the whole game, there's this whole, I guess you could call it a C plot, where Hunter is being dogged on by these fucking sheep saucers.
They will not forgive him for over everything that happened back in Avalar, even though that was all technically Spyro's fault.
They'd follow him
I
to the
had
ends
no
of the
problem
earth.
with it. Look, okay, all I'm saying is maybe you shouldn't have tried to take over the robot land. You had your own robot farmland. You should have gone there first.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So real quick, how are you, Jordan?
I'm doing good. I'm just watching the show.
All right,
I'm
just
just-
making sure
I'm
you're
just
okay.
here to be entertained. That's all I'm here for.
Enjoying the chaos.
You're here to be entertained, and you're here to entertain.
I think there's
Yeah.
one level design element that I can bring up as we
What's
enter
that?
the next level.
Oh yeah.
For some reason, every level of this game, every level kind of like wraps around itself. Like they all form a ring where the end of the level is right before the start of the level.
Oh yeah, no, and that's something that we even saw carry on into their next project, Ratchet and Clank and stuff. It was a neat way to basically make the level flow into itself.
While I was gone,
Yeah, but it's kind of weird at the same time.
Then they took it for a joyride, and then they smashed it.
I mean, it wasn't too different, like with how it was handled with Spyro 2. They just accentuated it with Spyro 3.
Well, Spyro 2's level design was a lot more broad compared to this. It's still linear, but it doesn't like you see right there, the level is a ring. And for
That's
some
fair
reason,
point.
I hear some of my friends have a little bit of a point of contention against that.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I'd be hard pressed to ask like, what is your deal? Like, what is the problem with these ring circular levels?
I guess it makes level progression feel a little bit more samey between levels. Like the aesthetic could be different, but the level design could be a little bit samey or familiar.
So I think as you were saying, like you would prefer more variety in that. Like, what if you? Oh,
What if some levels were like a straight line, or if
I could see that being the case in some. Ow! I could see that being the case in some levels. Like maybe there's a level where oh crap, no sparks. What if you?
Uh-oh.
What if you were in a level where the whole theme is you're climbing up a mountain?
so,
And
like a
it's
more
straight,
vertical.
So it's and it's a straightaway shot rather than a loop because you are climbing up a mountain.
yeah.
Oh.
Well,
I think I
those
see where you're coming there.
that kind of design I see more so for like the Sheila levels, because those tend to focus a lot more on verticality than horizontality.
I would argue a point for James that I think they do that more so. Actually, yeah, with all the animal buddies, I would argue they do that with all of them more so because they don't feel as nice to control as Spyro.
Yeah.
Spyro, I run around a level all day. Like his charge move, it's great. Ow.
Oh.
But if you asked me to, if you told me that at the very end of a level, all right, Bentley, you gotta go all the way back now to acquire the portal to get out. I'd be like,
There is actually one case in the game where you do have one level which is shared between both Spyro and the helper character of that level.
Which is honestly kind of cool.
oh
to
yeah,
see.
that's right. Oh, that is true. I'm surprised they do that more often. Well, in the animal character's example, I guess because he is more free moving to begin with, but otherwise it is interesting that that's how they did it. They done do
it.
It's interesting that that's how they approached it. I mean, by back in the day standards, I imagine they had to keep everything separate for loading concerns or whatever.
Not
but
necessarily. What they could have possibly done is they could have made the level a bit, like the natural level, a little bit more expansive.
So what would you say?
Like, make some parts of the level only accessible to the animal characters. Like, say there's a ledge that's too high up for Spyro to naturally reach. Have Sheila jump up there instead.
So in that sense, would you be up for Spyro 4 being more open world like Hero's Tale?
I'm going to have to think on that.
Okay.
Because Hero's Tale got a little bit more complicated for me. Like, if I could expose a little bit of a weakness.
Well, the whole
in
light
myself.
gem, light gem, dark gem thing threw me for a loop.
I tried playing a Hero's Tale when I was younger. I never got past the second world. And I'll tell you why. The underwater mermaid castle level in World 2, I could never find the exit to that level. Or like the main objective for that one.
Hi. Sammy, anybody, you guys ever play Hero's Tale?
I played.
Nope.
I beat it.
So
Me neither.
Okay, I mean,
It's weird.
Well, yeah, I
it
know.
was interesting.
I mean, I'll still say that I do think it gets a tad more flack than it really deserves, but I'll definitely agree that it's one of those cases where it's the lesser of two evils from that one, like, that brief period of time.
I definitely had more fun with that than I did Enter the Dragonfly.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I think there was definitely a lot more effort put into Hero's Tale by comparison, and I mean, I'm still one of those freaks that still think it has one of the best soundtracks in the entire series.
I'm fine with that. No, I can agree with that. And they had a fun voice cast to it as well.
Even though even though most of the characters was just voiced by one guy.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, just Arnell. He voiced a
Jess
good
Arnell
like
did a
40-50% of the characters.
Legit?
But I will also throw this out there that for the longest time between that and I think it was called Shadow Legacy. It was a DS game.
Yeah, Shadow Legacy. Ugh.
Those were my introduction to like Tomar or Tomas. Sorry, not Tomar.
Tomar? I was about to say, wait, Tomar was in that game?
Tomar, what would you do if you were a big blue dragon?
Tomar,
you were
what
the
if
leader
you
of the
were
dragon,
really
but they
shitty
Why
told you.
is-
spin-off?
What would you do, Tomar? What would you do?
Why is it
can-
when you outright say that, the first thought that comes to my mind is the whatever language that Hoodlum boss from Rayman 3 was going like Kamar.
Come on.
Oh yeah.
The guy with a really extensive like legs on stilts.
Yeah,
sort of
no,
thing.
yeah. He had that one line that I always remember, like Shakai, yeah.
What, they just battle?
Well,
Yeah,
no,
no,
I
he
think he's
just
just speaking
babbled
French at that point. But
Oh right.
Actually, I actually just thought, since you guys were just talking about, like, hypothetics for Spyro 4, I actually do want Sam's input on this, because I don't think I've ever heard her really talk about this kind of thing, just in general. Like for a hypothetical Spyro 4, would you say that there's anything that you would, like, expect or want out of that, Sam? Like, what would you like to see if they finally gave us Spyro 4?
Well, first of all, I would like to see, like, Laura come back to some degree. Like, I want all the characters to come back to some degree. Like, especially Laura, since Laura, I think, got kind of, like, you know, left behind after the third game, to an extent.
Yeah.
Because I feel she could
She became...
I feel they could be essential to some degree. It's like, you know, the professor came back, Bianca came back, but...
Hunter came back.
Yeah, and
Sergeant
Sergeant
Byrd
Byrd
came
and
back.
Sheila and
Whoa,
all
whoa, hold on. Wait, sorry to interrupt, but what the hell were you walking on there?
Yeah.
Airs.
I was walking on
You
air.
was walking. You walk on airs?
I guess so.
Anyways.
But yeah, like...
no, I'll share in her sentiment. Like, I would like to see Laura come back. Hell, I'd like to see all the Dragon Daddies come back.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like after Reignited, that's something everyone wants.
Yeah, seriously. It's like they like, you can't go making all those awesome designs and just leave them just for those one-liners.
I want
Especially for
Daddy Dragon back.
especially that one silly fan design of adult Spyro who became an adventurer.
I still like that design for the record.
Yeah.
It
I
honestly
appreciate
does.
it too.
It feels like
It
some-
fit.
it feels like a future I could see for Spyro.
Oh, for sure. I absolutely 100% simp for elderly Sparks.
Wait a minute.
with his walker and his mustache.
I just realized something, guys.
What's
Just
that?
got it.
Crash. No, what if Spyro 4 were the Crash for It's About Time, where it involves time travel, and you get to play as not Spyro and a bunch of animal friends, but you get to play as current Spyro and Daddy Spyro.
And
So
Elijah Wood Spyro.
No,
and
just-
the
So-
other,
No, Elijah Wood Spyro
and the
didn't
really
exist
and the
at
really
that point.
and the really freaky. I am actually a Gecko Hero
Tim Burton.
Skylanders Spyro.
No, he's
Okay, so-
no, he's a
Spyro Generations? Question mark?
Okay, you know what? Here's the thing. I was close to saying Spyro Generations, but when he started adding all the other Spyros, I was thinking more like Spyro Ego
Spyroverse?
Trip.
Yeah.
Is this an ego trip of yours?
Let's see
That
if
was one
there's
sort of way, yes.
Cowardly Whippin' Boy Spyro. That's
Whippin'
Big
Boy,
Daddy
what?
Ripto's bitch in the future.
There's Dark
Yeah, the Dexter
Spyro,
movie.
There's Ice Spyro.
There's Viking
There's
Spyro.
Baby Spyro.
Jeez, I forgot about that special. Jordy, did you see that special? I did not see that special.
I saw
What's
that.
special?
The
Dexter
Dexter
Ego
Ego Trip. Yeah, the big Dexter's the big Dexter's Lab movie.
The one with all those Dexters? Yep, I saw it.
Yes.
I saw it.
He was
What
like
a
tall,
really,
lanky,
what
yes,
a
I did
really
cut-
weird tangent to end off on, huh?
Yeah, I was not expecting this to come here, but it was either this or this part would be like 30 minutes out of nowhere. But yes, sorry. In the next part, we're going to be knocking out the rest of this hub, and we'll just get cracking onto the next hub. Because, yeah, no, at the very least, compared to the second game, this one does have a total of 4 hubs to go through.
We're going for a swim.
Damn, don't I feel blue-egged.
Damn, get used to it. That happens at least one more time, at least as far as I can remember.
Till next time, everybody.
Don't forget your sunscreen.
Pun.